Hi, I'm Bri Ekpo, influencer and content creator. I live in the UK and I'm currently on a journey of building my retirement home back in Nigeria. I don't know about you, but I always worry about security when I send money back to Nigeria. With the World Remit app, however, I never feel anxious. I use it to send Naira to my own accounts as I am building my retirement home in Nigeria. And it is so safe and reliable. This app really makes me and my family feel safe. The best thing about it is knowing that security is their number one priority. I know that World Remit is registered with all the relevant authorities and has a very secure transfer process, unlike some other transfer services out there. You can send Naira directly to a bank account in Nigeria, knowing that my money and ultimately my future is always safe. It's priceless, to be honest. Download the World Remit app today from the App Store or Google Play Store and install it in quick, very simple instructions and start sending money to Nigeria today. Remember to use my discount code on the screen now. Hey guys, good evening. Hey, Obodo fam. Good afternoon. Welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well today. Thank you very much for joining me. Today is Tuesday, the 7th of November, 2023. Thank you, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have very serious business to discuss tonight. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Please confirm if you can hear me. If you're in the comment section, I salute everybody. I welcome you. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate all my returning subscribers. Thank you to all my members, those who support me on Patreon, those who always give me super chat here. I do not take your love for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of work to do. Okay? Yeah, thank you, Maureen. There is a lot of work on our hands that we have to do, both in the diaspora and back home in Africa. Okay? So oftentimes when these stories come up, I always feel very frustrated. I feel sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I just experience all, raging emotions, different emotions go through my body. I ask God, why? When is this going to end? Why can't you turn it around? And, but finally, I've come to a conclusion that, you know what, I'm just going to stop feeling helpless. I know by the grace of God and you, my widow fam, that support me on this platform, we manage to help as many people as we can using this platform, but it's just a drop in the ocean. There is so much more. There is a lot of work that is out there. And I don't know about you, but I am just so tired and we need to do something about it. And it's not about feeling helpless. It's not about feeling angry. It's not about feeling frustrated. It's about taking action. And I sincerely, those of you follow me on Instagram saw my post today when another one happened somewhere in Eastern Nigeria. And I said, you know what? I have an assignment. I see it very clearly now that this is my assignment that God has just, I don't know why he's chosen me to do this, but I feel like everything that happens to us in life prepares us for the assignment that God, or for the purpose that God has assigned to us to do in this world. I don't know if going to study social work was part of that plan, but it's becoming very clear to me it was, because I could have done nursing, I could have done any other course. I don't know why I went to study, about all these things. I don't know if what happened to my sister when I was only a kid was part of the plan as well. But I'm sure it's got something to do with it, because they say when you've not experienced something, you can, you can sympathize, but you don't really know the feeling of that loss. All right? Except you experience that kind of loss, you never truly understand how deep it goes. So, yeah, I think everything that's happened in my life has just prepared me, and I hear it in my spirit every day that there is a lot of work to be done, and I know that God, in His mercy, will give us the grace. He will give me the grace and the enablement to be able to, do this work. There's so much work to be done. And I want to appeal to all of you. I know sometimes it's it's not easy to do this work. It's not. Honestly, I'm not going to come here and tell you, oh, it's kumbaya, I enjoy it. No. But it is needed. It is much needed, because DV is not something that any human being should tolerate, whether be it a child, a woman, a man, an animal. Should not. In this part of the world, there are systems in place to protect people. But unfortunately, our countries, our continent is all over the place, and there are no systems that are being implemented to safeguard people. And it's just so sad that every day we see these stories on social media, we'll talk about it, we'll moan about it, we'll cry about it. In cases when we can help, we do the little that we can to help, but it's not enough. So I said to myself, you know what? I am done. I am so done feeling frustrated, feeling helpless. It is time for me to do something much more than this. So if you want to come on board with me, I welcome you. There's a lot to go around. It's a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. Uh, yeah, but we got to do something. We have to do something. Because if we don't, these stories are not going to end. They're just going to carry on every day. So we hear it today, we have a breather for a few weeks, and then we hear it again. Another person is gone. Another person is gone. Another person is gone. And I thoroughly think that at this stage where we are, maybe because of how things are in Nigeria, or generally because people are just so hardened in that part of the world where a lot of people have no hearts. They don't just, they can't be bothered. And some people have been desensitized to it. So much so that when they see stories like this floating on social media, they read it. Oh, they throw their 2 cents there. Why didn't she leave? Why do you have to stay? They say whatever they want to say. Why do you keep having babies? And they move on. Next. Yeah. So there's a lot of work to be done. And I want to trust God and believe that the people that believe in this vision, are going to come with me on this journey of what we need to do. Okay, it's going to be in different ways that you can contribute to help. We're going to need a lot of resources, not only financially. We'll need people who can write big English, who can write proposals. We'll need people who can, you know do advocacy on social media. We'll need people. I'm so glad that, the other day when I mentioned it about how I wanted to do something in Nigeria about this, someone reached out to me and said, you know what, I know so and so person. When you are ready, let me know. I believe that we all have a part to play in this. Because if you are a Christian here, you know that when uh in the Bible, when the disciples and Jesus was saying that whatever you do to the least of your brethren, you've done it to me. And they were like, Lord, when did we see you hungry? We didn't give you food. When did we see you homeless and we didn't provide you shelter? When did we see you without clothes and we didn't give you clothes? He said, no, you don't need to do it to me. In as much as you do it to the least amongst you, you've done it for me. This is the work of God, though. And there is no much reward. There's no reward. The only reward in it is the satisfaction, knowing that you are fulfilling purpose and you are saving. God is using it to save lives. It's not material. If you are looking for material gain or any kind of validation, in fact, it's the women, gun, gun, gun. that are sitting on this table, they are the ones that will first come for you. Yeah, I know what I've seen in all the years that we've been doing these shows. It's not easy. They will come for you, they will call you names, they will yab you, they will say all sorts of things. But you know what? It is worth it. It is rewarding because if one person can be saved, then what does it matter what people are going to say? There needs to be a whole reorientation of attitudes around DV in our communities, both in the diaspora and in Africa. And I'm talking about Nigeria specifically now. Because the attitudes that people have towards these things is the number one problem. So you go to a post on social media where they say somebody has been Pkaid, and then you see somebody like the one I posted today on my social media, on my Instagram page. When you go to the bigger blogs and you see comments like, oh, a good sister will want her sister's marriage to work. Why are you trying to take her out of the man? And let's hear from the other side first. Let us hear from the other side. Let us hear the other person. Why do you want to hear the other side of the story when you can see evidence glaring? See me, I see you. Face me, I face you. You can see that somebody has seriously been brutalized, and you're waiting for evidence to see what the other person has to say about that. So in this part of the world, it's not a question of you come and judge your story, you come and judge your story. The law takes its course. The law is very, very effective. Once you do that, you go to jail. It's simple. And that is why a lot of people that are jackpot now, they are getting into trouble. Thank you. My love for you is real. Thank you. You get into trouble if you do it, because actually it is not families that are supposed to safeguard people or protect people. Yeah, family can do their own, but there is so much that family can do, because we know we come from Africa where people can oppress other people just because they have a bit of more money than you, they have more influence more than you, they know people in authority. That is why a Mongo Park will be arrested for DV and they will bribe the police will let them go. Okay? So we need systems in place that will be effective so that policemen will know that when a woman comes to say, this man is going to delete me, he's going to buy me, please help me. You're not going to turn her back and say, go back home. What did you do? Woman, I better go. So there's a lot that is going on in my mind. I'm praying for divine direction. I'm asking the Holy Spirit for strength and for guidance. But there's a lot of work to be done, my people. There's a lot of work to be done. Thank you, Chidera. God bless you. Said, I'm interested in joining your vision against DV. I'm in nursing. I'm a nurse joining my hobby in the US by next year. Let me know how I can help. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just reach out to me. As many people that are interested in joining this, the new thing that we're going to start doing from next year, join me. The year is almost ended now. So we need to start making plans, right? We need people from all over the world. It's not only if you are in Nigeria, fine. If you are in the US, fine. Anywhere you are, as long as these things matter to you, we're going to create a group where we'll start brainstorming how to go about it. I'm going to talk to you guys, deep on another show. I'm going to talk to you more about, how, what I'm being led to do and where people can come in terms of support. Thank you very much, everybody. Please give us a thumbs up if you're just joining. So I needed to say that before we go into, because I was having my bath the other day, and then I started to have a conversation with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit was saying to me, you know what? All these stories, you come and tell these stories, but it's not stopping anything. Yeah, people are getting awareness, they are getting education. People now know what DV is, but there is more that you need to do. Stop asking the same questions that you have been asking. Look at it from another angle. And I began to get some revelation about how to go into this thing. Let me tell you something. Nigerians are very aware. They know. The average Nigerian person know that when there are consequences to an action, they won't do it. They will not. By the time we put laws in place, and these laws, the policemen know that if a man is putting their hands on their wife, and there is evidence to support that they are, if they are arrested, when you arrest one, two, three people, and we put it on social media that there are consequences, so no more this behavior anymore. It's no longer business as usual. We're going to get people who have clout. We're going to get people to create ads, like proper ads, to be showing on Nigerian television, DSTV, or whatever you call it, because there needs to be a campaign so that people will know that if you do this, policeman, he will carry you, you will go to jail. You will. Because the systems need to be effective. We can't always rely on people to protect themselves or family members to protect themselves. No. Some people don't have family members that can protect them. Thank you, Cece. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, yeah, we're gonna start it. That's what God is leading me to do. I'm tired of these stories. It's time for action. We've been doing something, but it's time to take bigger steps. It's time to step out, to be loud. It's time for us to make noise. It's time for us to say enough is enough. It's time for us to pull people together in communities across Nigeria and say, you know what, enough is enough. We are not having this anymore. If you don't want marry person, I bet send and go back to him papa house. Just return her back to her father's house. But enough is enough. This is getting out of hand. We are tired of people's life being cut short, young girls, just because there's nobody to protect them. So the story I want to share with you tonight is similar, again, to all the stories we've always shared here. Real life with Natu. Thank you, my darling. Yeah, we'll speak about that. We need action. Yeah, we need massive action now. We don't just need to talk now or do things in little steps. We need bigger steps. We need to be a voice. We harmonize our voices and we speak very loudly. We will make so much noise that President Tinubu will hear us. All those female legislation that are sitting in the Senate in Nigeria, they will hear us. And we are going to use social media to make this noise because there's power in social media. All those governors' wives all across Nigeria that are doing first lady, I don't know what they are doing. That can't see what is happening right under their noses. It's only for them to wear cloth and tie gele and attend useless meetings. We're going to make so much noise that they will be forced to say, okay, you have our ears. What do you want? Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to be like that widow. The widow that went to the king. Every day will go. She will go to that king every day. Every day she will go. She wore the king down with, because she didn't give up. That's what we're going to do with this DV. We are going to wear the authorities, we will wear them down with our requests. Because we will not retreat and we will not surrender until we do not see a woman that is being put down again because of DV in Nigeria. We'll wear them down. Because when that widow wore the king down, the king was like, what do you want? And he said, okay, that's what we're going to do. We will make so much noise that it will have, it will become an embarrassing thing to them, because by the time the international organizations are hearing our voices, Nigerian government will be ashamed of themselves. They will have no choice but to listen to us. We'll go to Peter Obi. We will go to all of them. We will make noise every day. We will work with local organizations that are already in place. And we're going to start something that, I don't know if anybody has done it before. I was talking about, training and, doing a kind of a workshop for the police so that they will know what DV is. We're going to have refuge. We're going to have shelters across Nigeria. So that when we have a situation like this, where a woman feels helpless with 5 children, she's got nowhere to go, and the Mongo Park every day is subjecting her to these things, like the story of this woman I'm going to share with you tonight. We can take her out of there. Because when DV is going on, especially when it has to do with physical, the first thing is protection, and you need to take that person away from that environment. You have to. That's why in this part of the world, they have things they call shelters, they have things they call refuge. Because the systems in this part of the world, they recognize that the immediate thing is to protect that person from the perpetrator. Yeah. So there's a lot of work to be done next year. By the grace of God, may God keep us. Obodo fam, I need you guys more than ever before now. I need you guys more. I can't do it by myself, but collectively, we can make a change. Yeah. If you're feeling like, oh, hey, what can I do? They're always talking about this purpose thing, working in purpose. How can I change this world? One person cannot change the world, but you can change circumstances one person at a time. And together, we can do so much more. We can. We can. Thank you, everybody. Give us a thumbs up, guys. Welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't. So, like I said, again, I have two stories. Look at them. Two women. Young, beautiful women. They are no longer here. So, if you don't need to even like me. And you guys know I'm not looking for likability. If I was looking for likability, I would be doing makeup, or I will be doing some other thing. Cooking. I know how to cook very well. Yeah. Thank you, Lady G. Please drop me a DM or send me a message on WhatsApp. Yeah, we gotta start. We have to start. I'm tired of feeling helpless. No, 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 no. This is getting out of hand. So you look at these ladies on the screen. Young ladies. So the one on my right hand is called Margaret. Margaret in B2. She was only 31 years old. Yeah. So a lot of my Kenyan subscribers sent it to me and say, Auntie B, it's happened again. No, you got to talk about this. You got to talk about this. So when I was just trying to collate, gather the information, then the other one of this other woman on my left hand happened. So Margaret is the one wearing the red top there. She was only 31 years old. And they said that she was found in an airport parking garage in Suffolk district. Suffolk, and that's around Boston Logan International Airport in Massachusetts. And the man who they say she was dating has been named. What he did was, when he finished whatever it is that happened between them, he got into a flight and ran back to Kenya. So they put a search. I don't know if it's been caught now, but I trust the US. I trust the US government. If you like, hide inside rock, they will find you. I know they are good at that. I pray she's a US citizen. Yeah, I pray she's a US citizen so that they can get him. Yeah. So this is Margaret, and that was her, I don't know if it's a fiancé or boyfriend, but that's Kelvin there. 40 years old. Apparently, they've been in a relationship, and she's a nurse. She was working as a nurse in the US. Lovely lady. Her colleague says she's so empathetic. She's so patient, very kind. Everybody loved her in her job. All right. But she got into a relationship with a Mango Park. And this is Kelvin. So she attempted to break the relationship up. Yeah. They say she was a caring, let me just read it to you here. Warm, caring, and loved by everyone who she worked with, both staff and the people she cared for in the home where she worked. And her place of work have been saying quite a lot about her. What did Kevin do? Kevin got on a plane and ran back to Kenya. He flew to Kenya. So there's a manhunt for him now. They are looking for him. And I pray the Kenyan authority find him wherever he is hiding, fish him out, and hand him over to the US authority, because he needs to go back to the US. He needs to be extradited back to the US to go and face charges. He left her in the car park. Yeah. He left her in the car park. He ran away. So they found her after he had Actually, there's a CCTV footage of him when he was trying to board the plane. Yeah, he was her boyfriend. He was Margaret's boyfriend. So now the authorities in the US are working with the Kenyan authorities to locate him, and they're trying to find him. She was working in a non-profit called Bansi. Mhm. So that's another dreams, another hope of a generation. A young lady, 31 years old, who sadly has been deprived of all her dreams, parents thrown into mourning, and all her aspiration and all the gift that God has given her cut short because of somebody that cannot control themselves or somebody that cannot take rejection. There is no justification for it. I don't care whether he was the one that brought her from the moon or from Mars. There is no justification for it. Okay? This is not the time to say men suffer too. Yes, actually, men do suffer too. I actually have a story I'm going to share with you guys before the end of the week. But it's not a justification. And this one is the story is about, it's about a man that really, really suffered and how he lost everything because of a very, very messy divorce. But when we are talking about life here, they are not even married. They said she tried to end the relationship. I'm tired of asking the question, why can't some men take rejection? Why can't some black men control themselves? Why can't some black men not control their emotion? Why can't no, I'm done asking that question. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. It's simple. Because at this point, we don't have to be emotional about these things anymore. We don't have to be emotional because you will see from the other story that I'm going to share with you why this thing needs, action is needed, and action is needed now. Yeah. So this is another young lady. You can see a young lady here. You can see her. She just had a baby. Married again. This time is in Nigeria. They said this Mongo Park, what he usually does is that he will lock the door, lock the window, raise the music very, very high before he starts so that people will not hear. And even when people hear, they will not come to help her in the night. On one occasion, it was so bad, the beating was so bad that she was unconscious. The whole compound rushed her. You know how they have compounds in Nigeria? They usually will have like flats or things like that where, people will know each other. Everybody knows everybody. So the whole compound came down, rushed her to the hospital for treatment. After the treatment, she came back. All right. According to the person that wrote the story, Amarachi said that people advised her to leave, but she said that her children were still little. Okay. She wanted them to grow a bit before she leaves. So that's one of the excuses that women use. I want to have all my children with one man. My children are still young. Who will marry me now? Who will want me after how many children? Who is going to want her now that she's 6 feet under? Is it marriage she's thinking about now? Who is going to explain to the children? She has a 7 months old baby. Who is going to explain to that child why he or she's going to grow up without a mother? So these are the excuses. Very, very wrong excuses that some women give just because they've been conditioned, and maybe it's Stockholm syndrome. I don't know, whatever it is, but for some reason, some will never leave. She wanted them to grow. Yet, she kept having more children. She has 4 children, and the last baby is just 7 months old. 2 weeks ago, an old woman living in her compound called her mother, asking her to come and take the daughter away if she wants her to live, if she wants her to be alive. They said the mother replied that the lady said she's not leaving. I'm still a Mrs. said, I'm not leaving. And the writer said, Amarachi said, that's why it's good to have some wirio as a mother. Because if you have a woman that has concern in her brain, or a woman that does not take nonsense, a mother, even if you don't want to leave, she will come and drag you out. So 2 days ago, that was on Thursday, 2nd of November 2023, everybody woke up in the compound in the morning and they hear again the Mongo Park was beating her as usual. After the beating, normal life continued because it's a way of life, right? So, in case you didn't know, women are not as strong as men physically and physiologically. Okay? And if you keep putting your hands on somebody, one day, they will just die without any notice because some things have been damaged in their body already. If you want to check it, even from a religious perspective, a woman was made from the rib of a man. So, if somebody is made from a rib, how can you compare a rib to a man that was made from the soil, from earth? Men are stronger, much more stronger. And when we read the story of the Mongo Park the other day, who the wife left in the airport, she was describing how this man was 6 foot something and she was a tiny 5 foot 1 or 2, and how he would do this, sit on her head, do this, do that. People were very, very empathetic and sympathetic. Ah, you brought him here to leave him in the airport. You are a wicked woman. How can you do this? Who no go, no, no. So after another episode of correct beating, now the lady went about doing her normal chores. Stayed up till 11 p.m. washing and hanging clothes outside. The neighbors saw her at 11 p.m. But when they woke up in the morning, she didn't wake up with them. She don't buy. The husband now is making excuses, saying that he slept in the sitting room while she slept in the bedroom. That he only entered the room in the morning and found that he was not breathing anymore. They said that her bed was soaked with water. And they still can't explain where the water comes from. And you know Nigeria now, see Mohbad's autopsy they've been waiting for. It's almost 1 month they've been waiting for autopsy. My people. If it's this part of the world, they will do autopsy to know. But it's not far-fetched what happened to her. She's just had a baby, 7 months old. And this Mongo Park has been beating her. You don't need to go to Cambridge to go and learn about human anatomy. How a woman who just had a baby is fragile. So they said that the husband is not saying that they should go and bury the woman immediately. That he doesn't have money to pay for mortuary. Doesn't have money to pay for mortuary bills. So, I mean, this sentence alone tells you the kind of man that this woman was married to. He said, please, just go and bury her. I don't have money for mortuary bills. All he cares about is the money that he wants to spend. My people, may we not marry something or somebody that will end us. So this story didn't end there. The parents of the girl, they sent a message to the father, and the father immediately had a heart attack. She was the only daughter. He was rushed to the hospital, but he didn't make it. When I say that abuse ruins life, do you get it now? So children have lost their mother, including a 7-month-old baby. A young woman's life, she can't be more than 30-something years old. She looks very, very young. She can't be more than maybe, let's say, 30, 34, 33. She's been deleted prematurely. and her father again. So I'm wondering, if she was the only daughter, why did the father not remove her from there, knowing what she was going through? Anyway, they can't force her because the mother said she wasn't going to leave. And you know the sad part of this story, 7-month-old baby cannot be consoled, refusing to eat any food and started to run temperature, looking for breast milk. The baby cried. It's a girl. She cried that until she started running temperature. And the writer Amarachi said, see how many lives have been affected by his choices or her choices. 4 children rendered motherless. Only God knows what their fate will be. They'll probably be shared among the relatives. And many of them will not treat them well. They turn them to house help. House help. And the Amarachi said, I know all this because we have mutual friends who was in that place yesterday to get first-hand information. She was crying bitterly on the phone while speaking to me. I told her to stop crying. The lady chose this. No, you can see that Amarachi is very, very unaware. When people talk like this, sometimes I don't blame them too much because it's ignorance. She's saying the lady chose this. No, the lady did not choose this. It is the Mongo Park that chose this. He's the one that decided that, okay, oh, Makpaeni, kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkankan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. She didn't choose this. No, nobody chooses this. And Amarachi ended her write-up to say that the husband cannot be held responsible. Police came, asked him a few questions, and left. Yeah. That is the second story. They came and asked the husband a few questions and left. I wish Amarachi posted the picture of the husband. It would have been good to see the husband because part of this, people need to know because you need to name them and shame them. So that if another person is going into that marriage, he probably has a side chick somewhere. Usually all these Mongo Parks are always so horrible to their wives. That's her there. That smile, cut short, gone. Eyes closed, never to be opened again. 7-month-old baby left to grow up without a mother. Yeah. We can ask all the questions we want to ask. Why? It's never going to solve until we begin to make people to pay. We lock people up, like properly lock them up. We make them to pay. Because in Nigeria, they will tell you that, we don't have money to do case, so we don't have money to do case. So this Mongo Park, I can guarantee you, he's working free now. He is working free. It will be working free. And then people will be hoping that it's only karma. It's karma that will visit him. Right? But if we have the right, systems in place, then he's not going to go free. He won't. He won't. It's the same thing that happened to Osinachi. But Osinachi's husband has been in jail all this while. It's over 3 years now. He's been locked up. I don't think he'll still be sentenced. I don't know whether they sentenced him. Just because a minister took interest because it was a high-profile case, right? Yes. So she chose to stay. When people say she chose to stay, no, she didn't choose to stay. If she left, it's the same people that are saying she chose to stay. They are the ones that will say, you cannot stay in your husband's house. You cannot stay in your husband's house. Also, Nachi's husband has been released. My life for you is real. Are you sure? I'm not aware of that. The family will say they cannot make case, so they cannot make any case. So police in Nigeria, if you go there, they will tell you to buy paper, buy pen to write your statement, go and call lawyer. You have to pay them money. You have to bring a car to get them to go and arrest somebody. These are all the things that uh, the government is supposed to do. We have local governments, we have the state government, we have the federal government. We have the executive arm of government, we have the legislature, which is how the two houses of parliament, which is the Senate and the House of Rep. All of them are there. Yet, this kind of injustice is happening in a society where human lives means zero. It means jack. We have a minister of women affairs. We have women who are senators. We have governors who have wives. Nobody. Because a lot of people in Nigeria have this attitude that, could come me. As long as it's not my family member, why should I be bothered? Why should I be bothered? Yeah. People are saying that Osinachi's husband has been released, not guilty. Wow. Is that true? Yeah. These are the only ones that make it to social media. Oh. So if if we want to go into why women don't leave, we will not Nikurumbi. There are so many reasons why Nigerian women struggle to leave abusive marriage. Number one, they've been cultured and socialized to stay married no matter what. When we say it here jokingly that this Yoruba is saying that ile oko, ile ekun, ile iya, it means that your husband's house is a house of is a house of suffering. So you have to stay there and suffer. Yeah. I don't think Osinachi's husband has been released. I didn't hear it. He would have made it in the blogs. Somebody said, a lot of people are saying he's been released, but some people are saying he has not been released. The case was adjourned. He's not been released, but the case has been adjourned. Somebody is saying, JRC, I'm looking at the case, he has not been released. Okay, so he's not released. That's probably not accurate that he's released. Chinanya said, Osinachi husband has not been released. His case was adjourned following the hearing recently, about 2 weeks ago. If he was released, I think it would be on all the social media blogs. Okay, so, my people, can you see this? What do you have to say about this? I'm sharing my link in the comment section if you've got anything to say. Yeah? CCOJ said Osinachi's husband has not been released. Okay. Are you following the case? CC? Do you know? Okay, it's not been released. Okay. Yeah. He's still protesting his innocence. Of course. He's been in jail for like 2 years now, so that's enough punishment. It's not enough, but that's punishment enough for him. So imagine if all these Mongo parks are in jail as well. People will learn how to control themselves. They will learn how to channel their energy. You will say, oh, it's because she's disrespecting me. She talks too much. If I say one, she said 10. That's why. So somebody, the one I shared on social media today, somebody was saying, he's probably frustrated. That's why. I say, no. Nearly everybody in Nigeria is frustrated. Even if you are not frustrated, by the time you enter traffic in a place like Lagos, you'll be frustrated. But you don't come out of your car when you see Mopo and you come and slap Mopo. You won't do it. You control yourself. You don't slap army when you see an army officer. You don't. You won't dare. Because you know there will be consequences. So please, if you are that person that's always making excuses, yeah, that there is a reason why he is doing this. There are no excuses. Zero excuses for putting your hands on another human being. If you can control yourself when your boss, who you don't like, is chatting rubbish, doing what you know that you know, even when you are within your rights, they are trying you, doing all sorts of nonsense, but you control yourself. You know why? Because you know that is your source of livelihood. If you challenge your boss or you are disrespectful or rude, you will lose your job. So you behave. So it's all about self-control. Everybody can control themselves. The reason why these Mongo parks keep doing this is because they know they can get away with it. That's why. They know they can get away with it. And some of them will tell you that their Mongo park will tell them, pay, and nothing will happen. I will delete you and nothing will happen. So they usually pick their victims very carefully. Usually people who are from family, you know, where they have nobody to help them. Maybe their parents are aged and they don't have money. You know, Nigeria, when people have small money, is to oppress other people. But why would you oppress a woman that you are married to? No matter how bad she is, send her away. How long are we going to keep quiet and allow this to continue? And a woman is listening to this story tonight, though. Going through the same thing, though. And she's thinking, let my children just grow up. Oh, let me just have one more child. Let me tell you something. Take a look at this picture properly. Look at that picture properly. Do you see her? On my right hand, she's smiling. Can you see her smile? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young woman. Can you see her on my left side? She's shut her eyes, and those eyes are shut permanently. There's no coming back. Those children that you think my sister that was crying, my children, no, my children, no. The children are living till today. My sister has been gone for over maybe over 20 years. She's been gone. The children, one of them is married now and has 3 children. The daughter has a child. She's not even here to witness it. So if you keep looking for excuses to justify why you should remain in this kind of situation, so that is you are digging your own, you are basically digging your own ground. No, it's not kunshekbe. It's not somebody is cursing you. It will happen because there's so much this body can take. Kukwa said the Kenyan guy will not get away with it. The FBI on the case in collaboration with Kenyan authorities. Yeah. So this is where we are, my people. Join the conversation. Please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to join the conversation, the link is in the comment section. I appreciate you, everybody. Thank you very much. And we've got Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, hi, Auntie B. It's me, the one that called about AI a few weeks ago.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So, actually, I live here in Boston, and this case has actually kind of like shaken the African community. Although I'm not Kenyan, but it's definitely shaken the African community. But with the case of domestic violence, there's so many factors to it. I tried to. So my family put me in like self defense courses when I was younger, like a lot of like a lot of karate and stuff like that. And also, I know you're not a fan of like gun ownership, but I
So we
typically.
don't use that word here. We use iron or something because of the. You need to
Okay.
censor your words, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, iron ownership. Sorry about that. So I know you're not a fan of iron ownership, but I typically do recommend that for women who live in places like Texas or Arkansas if you live within those areas. But for me, I think a lot of this stuff stems from poverty. A lot of young women are married into these horrendous families, and their daughters are essentially sold, and these men feel like these women are nothing, they're worthless, and it's okay to take out your frustrations on these people, on these women, and beat them senseless. They don't see their humanity. And it's just an absolute disaster. We've been hearing this over and over again. And I think I don't necessarily know if anything can be done for the men, because I think some of them are just too far gone because it is so embedded in the culture. But I think self-preservation needs to be taught to Black women across the board, because we are not taught to self-preserve from childhood. And there's also a lot of following these things through sentiment, through prayer, and those things are fine. But you must apply common sense, because you only get one life, and you only get to be your kids only get you as their mom. So if you do have children, you definitely need to be you need to learn how to preserve yourself, and also don't ignore signs just because you see little money. There's other ways to make. You can go on social media and people will donate to you. So don't ignore signs and enter a bad marriage because you see money.
Yeah.
Because the behavior is not gonna it's gonna get worse, and unfortunately, you might end up getting unalived. I think there's so many things that need to be taught. So many women, and this is across the board. This is from women who live in rural areas to women who live in wealthy families. This is across the board. Even here in the U.S., very high DV amongst all races, Black, white, Hispanic. And as this inflation goes up, it's only going to get worse. As more people get laid off, as more people get jobs get automated, it's only going to get worse. And
Yeah.
there's just so much going on. But I definitely think for me, self-preservation is a must for our women. And we're not taught this. We're taught to put everyone else first, and it burns us at the end.
So you're saying that women should learn how to defend themselves physically as well.
No, well, physically, yes, but I also think like self-preservation from childhood, like for example, things to look out for. If a guy is speaking to you in a disrespectful manner, it's only a matter of time before he starts putting hands on you. If
Mm,
your accomplishments are being undermined, if he's telling you, "Oh, you think this small little job you have, you can't talk to me anyhow,"
mhm,
if a person is verbally disrespectful, it's only a matter of time before they get physically disrespectful. And if a
mhm,
person puts hands on you, it's only a matter of time they put hands on your kids. And also,
mhm.
they don't care about your children, even if they're if they're his kids, they really don't care that much. And I think we need to look out for this. I think because for so long it's been sold to women that marriage cures everything, or once you're married, everything goes away. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. If a person is a monster, they are a monster. There's nothing you can do about that. So I think, and also I'm not religious, but prayer is fine. But again, you must apply common sense. Don't ignore signs. And if for those of you who live in the West, save the number of domestic violence shelters in your phone. Make friends with a couple of your neighbors in case you need to run and hide. Like, and also, I know there's this whole thing of like, we don't call the cops on black men. No, if it's your life versus his life, you need to protect yourself at all costs. Because at that
Mm,
point, it's literally because you need to. Who will take care of your children once you're gone? Who will help them? It's just
mm,
you.
mm. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nikki. We still have a show we need to do. I haven't
Yeah.
forgotten. Yeah. But you made some very, very good points. But you see, in Nigeria, one of the main reasons why these women don't want to leave is because of how unmarried women or women who are divorced are seen in society. There's a lot of stigma. It takes a lot of courage to leave marriage, to walk away from. That's why you see a lot of them, they want to leave, but they don't have the courage to do it. So no matter what they are going through, that's why you see a lot of people jackpotting now. And then when they come here, when they know they are far away from all that scrutiny, all that family, judgmental church folks, and your neighbors, everybody, friends looking down at you now that you are not married, not taking into consideration what you've been through. That's why you see a lot of people jackpotting. They're jackpotting, and once they jackpot, they're like, "You try this with me. If you try this, I hear in this part of the world, there are consequences." So yeah, we just need to raise our children to do better. I posted a video today on Instagram where I shared a video of a woman that was crying, saying that her sister is going through DV, and there are 4 children, 11 years marriage, 4 children, and there are boys among them. And these are boys that are already watching what their father has been doing. What do you think they're going to grow up to do? Children learn more by observation. Is what you do, they will do. Even if you are telling them, "Hey, don't do this," or irony, is exactly what you do that they will do. I'm telling you, if parents are smoking, your children will likely start smoking very early because they see you do it. So one day when you are not there, they will try it. If you are drinking, your children will drink. They will learn anything. I saw a very cute video the other day on social media where this boy was, the father is a pastor, and the boy was just, mimicking the father. It was so hilarious. But I was like, you know what? This is what this boy has known all his life. He's always seeing his dad, preaching in the pulpit, making all these sounds. It was funny, but it tells you about how children imitate behavior of their parents. They learn by observation, period. Unfortunately, our brothers, a lot of them, are handing over, trauma from generation to generation. We've got to stop it. Nikki, thank you very much, my darling. I appreciate you for calling, and let's speak soon. Abisoye, I don't say if you dey vex, now you dey come studio. I sure say you dey
Auntie B,
vex today.
Auntie B, have mercy on me. Auntie B,
When you dey
Auntie,
para, na that time you dey come.
see, Auntie B, when you posted it on Instagram, I just call my manager. Please, sir, I'm not feeling fine. I can't come to work today. Please, I just say, this program I must attend.
You
I just
cancel
call my.
work.
I don't go. I didn't go, Auntie B. I'm at home.
Ha.
Because I have to attend, I have to listen, Auntie B. Because when I
Okay.
saw your post, I said Auntie B is tired. Auntie B is tired. Because you were not even happy. I said I have to join the live today. See, Auntie B, first of all, I'm happy that this program you want to start in Nigeria is a very good thing. I think we should do more of action than actually the talking,
Yeah.
because the talking is not really going, although it's making impact, but at least we need to do more. There's no problem in doing more. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate the effort, Auntie B. And I'm on board. If you start, Auntie B, I'm on board. And
Thank
that,
you.
Auntie B. But please, Auntie B, I know all these things you won't get faced, but get prepared to receive resistance from religious leaders,
Yeah.
from government, because Auntie B, take it or leave it, most of the political leaders, even they themselves, they are mongo parks.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
whatever law that is put in place, it will affect them too, directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
So, so Auntie B, just prepare your mind, and even you will receive resistance from women themselves.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Women themselves, Auntie B, because
Yeah.
you'll be surprised when you see issue of DV, like this case of this Imole guy, the wife too. They started bashing her online, and TB, you will be shocked. The
Uh-uh.
TB, you'll be shocked. The people that are bashing her are women. The
Yes, so
majority are women. So,
women.
exactly. So it shows that even we women, we don't really, this women supporting women is bullshit. We don't practice it. It's only few people that practice it. So I just zero your mind that you will get resistance, but I trust you that will even face you, because I know you will even get faced. And I pray that God will give you the support, will give you the strength to be able to push through. And to be like in my comments, I said I think it's time Nigeria women start taking defense class. And to be,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's time. Like
Mm-hmm.
taekwondo, like judo. I'm
Maybe
telling you,
we'll incorporate that into our program so that we'll get they did do that in when I was in uni. I remember we had a taekwondo and judo classes in the
uh-huh.
physical and health education department. So maybe we'll get somebody who is into martial arts to train
And to
people.
be seriously, we need it.
Yeah.
We
So
need it. Oh,
if we have refuge, we have a house. So the way the thing is just occurring to me is to have like a house, maybe like a 10 bedroom or
yes,
house where you can just
yes,
bring people in, make sure they
yes.
are fed. First of all, let them get the let's do the work of healing for
Yeah,
them.
and to be, yes, and
Where
to
they
be,
can just sleep without having to be shaking and palpitating.
yeah,
This night
yeah.
my jegba, you know.
Yes, yes, and
Yeah.
actually, we need to empower them financially too.
Oh
I
yes,
think
they
that's
need to
like the
learn a
first
trade.
thing.
They need to learn a
Yeah,
business. They must do
yeah,
something to empower themselves. The
yes,
first
yes,
thing is to get them to heal
mm,
mentally, emotionally, and physically. So
yes,
we
yeah,
need doctors, we need nurses, we need
yeah,
medication, we need a lot of
yeah,
support around that. Then
yeah,
we need to empower them because if you
yes,
have your money, I'm not saying that women that have money are not going through DV, but it gives a level of empowerment that will give you
yes,
options.
yes, and you'll be able to think clearly and
Yeah.
differentiate things.
Because a
Like,
lot of these
yeah,
women, like this one now, this one that Marachi was telling us the story. She's a housewife. That's why she's having babies every day.
hey, and Auntie B, please, you usually say it that if you are in DV, you don't need to be giving birth to children back to back.
Yeah.
Look at all these cases, Auntie B. The amount of children they have is
That's
alarming.
the control from the Mongo Park.
Ah,
Abisoye, you
God.
don't understand.
And
That's
you know,
part
and
of the
people, I thought
control.
the
The
women should have
Mongolia
protected
uses those
themselves.
children to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And
Yeah,
then they'll
I
be
know.
telling them, "Hey, who is going to want you? You that have
That's
four
true.
children, you that have six
That's
children.
true.
No man will pick
That,
you if I leave you." And if you say
huh,
that to the average Nigerian woman who has zero or very little education, they are like, it's true. Oh. Where am I going
hmm,
to go? Then they
that's
will not
true.
tell you if you leave your children, you cannot go with your children. There are so
That's
many
true.
reasons why women cannot live in Nigeria. I don't
That's
even
true.
want to go into it, but it's a whole lot.
Auntie B, I'm going to share a story with you, Auntie B. My stepbrother, he is my stepbrother, he had a lady that he was dating. I think they do traditional marriage like that. So when the lady was here, they were, because my stepmom is from Ghana, one of my stepmom. So she was one like so she usually do DV to the lady, Auntie B. Do you know what the wife family did? Auntie B, this is my story, oh, no be guess you. The girl family, they were in Germany. All of them, they were in Germany. They just carried their daughter. They told my brother that she, when she get there, she will come and take you. Auntie P, that girl has been there now, going to almost 4 years now. Go when you go, he didn't look back, yo. She didn't look back, yo. She'll be uploading picture every day. Fine. I say, I quickly go and send that request on Facebook. I will say, fine girl, looking sexy. Go on. Auntie B, I was so happy for the girl. The family did not even argue with our family. They said no problem. They just packaged their daughter and took her to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Auntie B, some
Mm-hmm.
families, they no time for story. They'll just
Mm-hmm.
be looking at you. No time.
That's
So that is
because
why,
it's the kind of family that had that capacity to do that.
yes, that's why I say
Mhm.
financial empowerment, it goes a long way too.
It's
Yeah,
key. It's key
yeah,
to
it goes a
freedom.
long way.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
You
When my
see
daddy
why
was
all
like,
these celebrities, that's why when they start seeing one, they are gone. Because
hmm,
they don't depend on anybody.
hmm,
They are self-sufficient. They make their own
yes,
money.
yes,
It's
yes. So Auntie
easier
B,
to
please,
live when you have your
yeah.
own money.
Yes, Auntie B, please. I'm so happy. When you said you were going to do this thing, I was just so happy in my mind. Like, yes, that is it. That's what we should do. Because this talking, because before Auntie B, I'm always like harsh, like these women, why can't they just, I'm seeing it that it's not really working. You
Uh-uh.
blaming them, it's not really working. No, I
No,
don't
blaming that is
know.
not gonna work.
It's
You
not
need to have
working.
an understanding of the
Exactly.
psychological impact of DV. Do you
Yeah.
understand? A lot
Yeah,
of
it's
people
not
don't
working.
know.
It's not working,
No.
Auntie B. It's
So
not
people are
working.
saying, "Oh, why do you keep having children when somebody is being mean to you? When somebody is beating you? Why do you keep having children?" Because if you say no, tear by
Ah.
the amount of beating you will chop that night,
Oh, my
you have no
shoe.
choice.
Oh, my shoe. TB. And when I got married, my dad, my dad told me, your room is always open. That's what my dad said. He said it in public. He didn't shy for me. He said, your room is always open. If it's not working, you're always welcome back. That's what he told. I'm telling you, yare one bed, flat. Even I will chase out a tenant for you to move in. If where you are staying is not convenient, maybe your room, I will chase out a tenant because my dad has several property in Lagos. I will chase somebody house, you will move in. My dad used to say it on our wedding day. My daddy don't, you will say it to me, you demand, I will get you arrested. I will get you arrested. I'm telling you, Auntie B.
That's a
So
real dad.
families to try and be there for their
Supportive.
fellow
Yeah.
children.
You see,
Be there for your daughters.
and you know what? Sometimes I think some parents they think because they are poor that they have no voice, and maybe the
Oh,
poverty is eating so deep to them. They see the in-law as the benefactor, and
oh,
now they can't say a word because first of
oh,
all they are thinking, "Pay if we have to return the bride price," especially in Eastern Nigeria where in
yeah,
some places
yeah.
they pay a lot of money for bride price.
Money, yes,
Have to
yeah.
return it. So the father is thinking, "Pay, where am I going to get that money to return?"
I
Mm,
understand.
stay there
I
and
understand.
manage.
I understand, Auntie B. I
Yeah,
understand.
there's a
So,
lot to it. There's so many angles to it. Why
hmm.
do you think as many churches as we have in Nigeria, nobody is saying these things? Why?
And Auntie B, I'm even thinking, don't you think we can do like a documentary that can investigate the Nigerian police system when dealing with DV? Maybe like an underground documentary. that can be shown on a maybe on a maybe like CNN or
We're trying
BBC.
to work with them, not work
Let
against them.
Auntie B, oh, Auntie B, all the things that we are covering, let everybody
We're,
know.
no, we're trying to work with them. We're
Ah,
not doing panorama because we're trying to get the
oh,
Nigerian police to be on our side to protect
ah,
women and
ah,
children. If you
Auntie
start
B,
exposing them, how do you
eh,
think you're going to get anything done? Biso,
Auntie
Abiso,
B,
ye, jo, ma, ma,
Auntie B,
jerere.
I wish you luck, oh, but Nigerian police gone gone. I know of a Nigerian police. The wife used
Oh,
to work like she will be working like a old woman. Do you know what she used to do? If the woman offend her, she would tell the woman to bring out her hand. Do you know this belt? You know they have this big buckle. They are this thing. That is what this policeman used to give the wife. Oh. Policeman,
of
those police
course.
we go to barrack, Auntie B.
Ami unko, na
Ah,
ami un was pass.
oh, that's why Auntie B. The Lord is our strength, sha. But Nigerian police, well, okay. Anyway, Shanti B, I love you.
I
I love
love
you,
you
Auntie B. I
too.
love you,
All
Auntie B.
right.
Care,
Thank
ma.
you, my darling. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, we have to do something. We have to do something. We need like a 1 million man march in Abuja. We'll march to the that's what did they call it? Shaso Rock, Shaso Rock. What do they call that? Their 3 arm zone. I used to walk around there. It seems like a lifetime ago now. We're gonna start from Abuja. So when I saw, let me show you guys something. Dami, I'm coming to you in a minute, my darling. Thanks for joining us. Guys, please give us a thumbs up. I want to show you guys something. The way I feel here, my spirit is in Nigeria. My soul is in Nigeria. I have an assignment in Nigeria. I see it very clearly. Very, very clearly. So it's just a matter of working out the logistics. God help me, arranging with my family to see how this is going to work. But I do need to go get this. At least let's start from somewhere. We'll start from one shelter, FCT. Let's start from FCT. FCT is the Federal Capital Territory. Let's start from there. We have a shelter there, and then we'll take it from there. So that if I was in Nigeria, where I see this thing trending, okay, I'm going to play the video to you guys. What I recorded today. I was working. I was on my desk working, but when I saw it, I was like, what is so me? How long are we going to be just talking, talking, talking? We need action. Action I need at this point. So I recorded this video. Every single day you go on social media, one horror story or the other of women experiencing domestic violence. Horror, horror, horror. My people, I have an assignment. Pray for me. I have an assignment, and the assignment is in Nigeria. And my assignment is simple, is to have refuge or refuges or what you call shelters across Nigeria to rescue women and children who are experiencing domestic violence, put them in a safe place, empower them, train them, give them something to start a life so they can live a life that is free of abuse. So help me God. So this is what I recorded today, and yeah, that was because I saw this. I saw this. This is the young lady that went to Aba. She went to see her sister. That's her sister. So people will see this now, and they will still say, leave now, leave now. She said. So the young lady said there are only females in their house. That the guy said anytime they've gone to human rights agency because all the states have human. Sometimes I feel those human rights agencies just so that they will say they have human rights. They don't know. They're not doing their job. How can you bribe somebody that works in human rights organization? You bribe them, and they will take money to protect. See, can you see that? Just look at her face. It's like a panel beater. Can you see? So this younger sister is the one that is recording it and saying, please help us, because obviously I'm sure she's seen what's happening on social media and other women that's recently been deleted, and she's worried for her sister. So she said the sister used the neighbor's phone to call her, and so she ran there to go and see her. And as she was talking, I don't want to put the sound down because she was just teary. And she's saying that, please help us. We have no helper. We have no brother. My parents can't do nothing. We reported to police in Aba. They didn't do anything. Yeah, that's her sister. Can you see that? Yeah. And these are the children. See? 5 children she has. 5. Can you see? There's a baby there. Yeah. It's even boys. Children, when better people they find when they never see. Now this Mongo back. See, there's a daughter there. There are sons there. You see? Can you see them? They are watching. Can you see the daughter? She's watching her mom going through this every day. Every day. And this is the Mongo Park. That's him. They said anytime they go and arrest him, or they go to the police, or they go to the whatever, he will use money and bribe them, and they will release him. Then he will come back and continue. So my vision over the farm is if we had a center or we had a refuge. This woman will not sleep in that house tonight though. All I have to do is send money to the sister that is recording it. Oh yeah, put her in transport wherever she is. We get her to a refuge, she and her children. Because safeguarding, you need to get that person out of that environment imminently. That's the first thing you need to do. Even if the marriage is still going to carry on, they are going to make, maybe he will get some counseling to understand why he shouldn't be a freaking Mongo Park. He's a young man though, can you see? He's not even an elderly person. Look at him. Just look at him, what he did to his wife. So that's why I say, my people, we have work to do. There's work to do. May God help us. Thank you, everybody. Dami, welcome, sweetie. How are you?
Hi, Auntie. Good afternoon. I'm sure it's evening there.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations on this initiative because it's well needed. But I wanted to just share a few things. Funny enough, yesterday I was talking to my mom, and she was letting me know that in the church now, they actually so women her age, they have like a support group, and they're counseling them as to how to involve themselves in their children's marital issues. So what I mean by that is that domestic violence, what to do, how they can provide support, and which I thought it was a great initiative, right? Because now they know there's no longer you have married, you are gone.
Is it
Now
the traditional Orthodox churches, or is it
this is the
Pentecostal church?
Redeem.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
first of, yeah, like I think the church doesn't do a good PR with some of these things because a lot of churches have shelters. In fact, one of the biggest women's shelter is run by Reverend Funke Felix Adejumo. I'm not sure where the location is. I think she keeps it. I can send you some stuff, but I think she keeps it under the wraps because of the safety of the people involved. And some of the people are actually pastors, pastors' wives and ministers and all of that. But yeah, it's true. So
pastors are perpetrators of DV. Oh my God.
yeah, so
if pastors are perpetrators, what would members do now?
Yeah, I think, and there was a time she interviewed a minister. I think her name is Minister Dieko. I'm not really sure about it. I'll send you all that information. So she actually has a safe haven for abused women. Even here in Canada, there's a lady. She's called Pastor D Adekugbe in Calgary. She set up this is actually funded by the government and everything. She actually set up a shelter to attend to the peculiarities of this situation in the African community. Because
is that Ruth's house? Because somebody shared it in the group.
Yeah, it was me that put it. It was me that put it.
I saw it. That really, I went through the website. Inspiring. So
I mean,
in this part of the world, when you set up something like that, there will be funding for it from the government.
Exactly. And
in Nigeria, are they going to fund it? Will they fund it really? You think? that we can go to the government and say, you know what, we need money.
You see, so that's why I wanted to come with it, that I don't think so much as to where I'm concerned about all of this with this project is really the mindset of the people. Because
Yeah.
the fact that a group of people, like, I mean, when my mom was telling me some of the things that they were talking about, how, okay, knowing their limits, with their children, in terms of, like, I was so impressed, because I was like, no, they're like, no, we're not doing that, and knowing when to step in, knowing when to signs to look for, knowing all these things. Now, that is privilege. I will consider the people that are in that group privileged,
Yeah.
because again, Nigeria is a cultural society, and so you're going to have some people that feel like, these women are separating, they are coming to separate, that kind of stuff. So it's really the mindset of the people, right? And
Mhm.
that we really have to deal with, because as I was saying about the one in Calgary here, is specific to the African community, because you still have the thing of culture. What would people
Mhm.
say? What would people? So if you have that support from, I mean, they have doctors, the doctors are Nigerian doctors, African doctors. They have resources that, okay, the what if you feel like all the people that will say what will people say are now the faces that you can see and you can sort of relate with, and you don't feel any shame, then it's easier for you to know that you have that support, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so I think it's really just a mindset thing that we have to start training people. Okay, if you see your child has a problem with, if you see that your son even has a problem, anger issues, how do you get him help? Because again, with all these issues, these people, oh, this person was abusive, you leave that situation, he will go and marry somebody else and do
Mhm.
the same thing. So you have not stopped the problem.
No, no, the
It's
mothers, you know what I find here? So mothers who went through similar things, yeah, whose
mm-hmm,
husband, they are elderly women now, right? But they
mm-hmm,
went through it. They usually, a lot of them, not all of them, are enablers of this behavior. Okay? They will enable them because they will say, Kilo Tishe, and my husband, the father did more to me and I stayed.
mm-hmm,
So they will tell you why you need to enjoy it because they too endured worse than that. But for us to break the circle, education is quite needed so that, I get what you're saying, but there needs to be an education where even the older women, like your mom, thank God for her awareness and the church that she belongs to, that they understand that now, kini yoda, this thing is not good. Just because you enjoyed it doesn't mean that your children need to enjoy it as well. It's not good. Let's stop it because lives are being ruined daily.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So as I said, the major concern would be because we would have to unlearn some things, right? If they've made marriage look like the price all this while, and then you go to marriage and you feel like you're failing because you want to get out of a situation like that, then yeah, you are going to want to stay because they've told you that you can't come back to your father's house. That's the end. All that. So I think it's a mindset thing too, that we need that education. To me,
Yes.
Seth, first of all, I think that we should now even have emotional intelligence in our curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
because that would that would honestly save a lot of things. But it's a good initiative. Of course, anything that you need that we can do, we're behind you. But yeah, it's a good, because it's really alarming the way I feel like now it's become a pandemic. you
Mm-hmm.
know I
Mm-hmm.
become There are sometimes that I don't even want to even open the news and see. Once I just see DV situation, I just, like,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, I'm like, for how long,
Yeah.
you know can we keep doing this?
I
But
like
yeah.
what Sisi is saying. That's a very good idea. We start at schools. So we go, yeah, we can do that. You know what? Yeah, that's a really, really good idea. Keep that thought, Sissy. We start at schools educating young men, young women about why you need to manage your emotions and don't let it escalate, and why you should, most men, if you ask them, when you see
Mhm.
these things and you ask them, would you want this to happen? You see that picture I just showed you where that woman's face was puffy and everything bruised, and she was looking like someone that fell from Mount Kilimanjaro. I mean, what they call that mountain?
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
Hmm.
The average brother will say, they don't want it to happen to their mother. They don't want it to happen to their sister. So if you don't want it to happen to your sister, why do you want to do it to someone else? So I really like what Sisi is saying about, let's start from school. Secondary schools, let's talk about these things.
Yeah.
How
And
do you manage your emotions? Why you should, as you are doing this kind of sweet and biscuit, even though I know they are not doing sweet and biscuit boyfriend and girlfriend anymore now, in this generation, or I still think of it like that, that you should never do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, and we need to, like, that education is important, because even toxic masculinity, we're seeing a lot of like men just being toxic because they're told, oh, you're a man. And I mean, some of the things that I hear people say, and I'm just like, okay, so that education is very important for both sexes, as a woman, what to do, how to manage your emotions, how to, as a man as well, that emotional intelligence. Because even from the way that some people interact on social media, that these people are not like, they are not balanced.
That means
We
when I was
can
reading the comments today on the video I just played on I posted, if you see the comments, and it's men, no boys, this one, I say, Jesus, somebody that can speak like this, somebody that will go and marry this one now. Somebody said, one guy said, let's ask the man first. Let's hear from the man first.
Like,
what? Let's hear from the man, babe.
Violence is never okay. Violence is never okay. Whether it's the man or the woman, is never okay. So there's no less. It should never. You should have self-control enough to step away from that situation. Violence is never ever okay. And so sometimes when I see people talk, it's just kind of like, oh my God. I look at some of these blogs and the things that people write. I'm just even afraid. And these are people that you know how when someone is following you, you see, I'm just like, So yeah, I think
it's red flag. If it's people that are writing those things, beware of them.
I've actually unfollowed people because
by their fruit you will know them. Yeah, be careful what people are writing on social media.
Yeah, I've actually unfollowed a few people because of their comments on social media, on pages, because it was so toxic. Like, there was this particular girl, she's always insulting everybody that they post on Instagram. I was just like, why are you so, I think that says a lot about you, right?
Yeah,
because you feel like nobody's watching you, or
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Once people think that nobody is seeing them, they will unleash themselves and say what is in the inner recesses of their hearts. And that's why they will go to Linda Ikeji, Insta blog, Gist Lover, and all these blogs, and they will offload what is truly in their heart. Gang, gang, gang. They will say it there.
Yeah. So yeah, education. I think education, especially for the boys and all of that. Okay, it's okay to cry if you are, yes, you're frustrated about something. Channel it towards something else. We really need that education, because again, if we don't, it will fall on. So imagine this group of women that, I'm not really sure if it's women that my mom said, but it seemed more like women, and they take a stand, and the men in a patriotic society, that they need support from here and there, whether it's in government offices and all of that, don't buy into it. It means that it's going to be a struggle, getting results, right? So the education needs to be all round. That, because it's a pandemic, I feel like more people are dying from domestic violence than from DV, than even some chronic illnesses.
Absolutely. If you Google it, you will see the stats. It's not a joke. It's real. And we've got to play our parts. Yeah.
And these are the ones that we know. We're not even talking about. We're not even talking about. Hey, I'm sorry, even talk. There was one video that I watched. I was like, it was one of these vox pop, when they interview people and they say, "Oh, what is it that a woman can do that would get you to lay your hands on her?" Even see the way these people were commenting. Sometimes when women know they hear word, you have to sometimes, and women too were saying, "Oh, sometimes I'm stubborn and he needs to." I'll find the video and put it on our Canadian group. Like, I was just like, so again, it's a mindset thing. Some people have associated affection to them being beaten because they are being corrected, and that's all they know. So if you tell them, that Kini, it feels like you want to come and separate. Do you understand what I mean? So it's the education gone that is the. And what I feel that the Ministry of Women Affairs, there should be a sensitization of some sort.
Yeah.
Like,
what does that ministry? What do they even do?
do we still even have it? I don't think we have it anymore.
No, it's there. It's there. The Ministry of Women Affairs is there. The Ministry of whatever, children. There's another ministry like that is children, whatever. They are there. They're all there.
Yeah.
They have all this useless ministry and they do. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do.
Yeah. But there are a lot of. I know even Pastor Nick Adiemi too has one. I'm not sure if it's for prostitutes or but she has one as well. So they feel, I guess it's because of the nature of it that, of course, you don't want people to know the location of where it is, and just for their safety. And of course, when you don't, it's not like here that there's
someone like Pastor Funke that has if she has like you said, she has somewhere like that where she keeps, refuge or something like that.
Yeah, I put it on the group now. It's on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah. If she knows all this going on regarding her abuses in the community, why does she not speak about it? Instead, she's always telling women why you should worship your husband, why you should do this, she never addresses the men. Why?
No, auntie, she does though. Auntie,
no.
In fact, there are times where she has brought, like, there was this interview that she brought a minister, right? She's a gospel minister, Minister Dearco, right? I'll find it. She brought a gospel minister because part of it is even okay. So they say that it even happens on the top level, right? But she does. She talks about it. That's how I knew about it, because I don't go to her church. I don't really listen to her like that.
No, I don't see it. Her messages that she is always about how you should worship your husband, how you should reverence him, how you should honor your husband, how you should do this. She needs to talk to the men more about this, because this is good work she's doing.
It's because good never. It's always controversial that people would like to push out, right? But honestly, she has one of the biggest in Kenya. I'm not sure where the location is, but I know that it's been going on for years now, or maybe over 20 years. Yeah, and she has a few other things like that. So there are places that are available like that, and whatnot. Yeah, I put it on the group so you can see all the information is there.
I've seen it. Yeah, thank you.
All right, auntie.
All right, cheers, my darling. Take care of yourself. I appreciate you. God bless you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. There's work that needs to be done. If refuge are there, and they are hidden, maybe they are for church members or pastor's wife alone. I don't know. But I think every state should have a refuge. I mean, every community, every local government should have a refuge somewhere. They should. They must. It's important because we are talking about safeguarding. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are doing some work about it. But the problem I have with all these female preachers is in Nigeria, a lot of them, usually they concentrate all their teaching to add on top of the teaching that my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother has already taught me about how men are the owner of this world, and add to it. I already know that. Sometimes I feel like they don't want to, so that it's like, when you talk about how these things shouldn't happen, you challenge it. It's like challenging the status quo. This is how we've always done it. So it's always women do this, women do this. I saw a video the other day of this Femi Falana, not Femi Falana, what am I saying? Femi Kuti's son that got married. Maddie's mother, and she was like, women this, women this, women this, women, men don't like this, men don't like this. Like, please, guys. Eh? Do you ever ask what women want? What do women want? It's always about men don't want this, men don't want this. Do men breed? It was a very, very funny video. I swear it was a very, very funny video. I saw it, I was laughing. This is Nigerian women for you. Because nobody wants to challenge the status quo. So you keep telling women what they already know. And a lot of women want to be appealing to patriarchy. So that, it's you that want to come and change it. Bo said something in the comment section that if you start challenging it, the North will not like you. You start exposing DV, teaching women, they will come for you. But I want to believe that in this day and age, there's enough common sense and people who in their heart of hearts believe that they should be good and people should do good. Yeah. I believe that. I have to believe that, because if I stop believing that, it means that I don't know what I'm going to be. I cannot stop believing that there are people who still hold on to this and know that it is wrong. So in as much as everybody wants to just maintain their link, but let's not offend this group, let's not offend this group, you leave the group that is these are the people that we know in most cases. That's why Ondo woman, the other day we were doing the story of the Ondo woman that just deleted her husband. If you see the woman's face, you will know that she has endured what she should not have endured. Yeah. So this is the picture of Kevin. This is Kevin that flew to Kenya. All you Kenya people, I call upon you. Help me fish out this Mongo Park. Hand him over to the FBI. Yeah, fish him out. They are looking for him because Ikatoba Shell Obamange. He cannot go scot-free. Fish him out. Fish him out. Tell your people wherever he's hiding in all those mountains and farm area in your beautiful country in Kenya, fish him out. He must go and answer to what he has done. Yeah. I mean, it's not everybody that is going to like what you are doing. Most people will not like it. Are we surprised that pastor's wife pastor's wife are in refuge running away from abusive husbands? Who are their husbands? Pastors. We're not even surprised. No, I'm not surprised. I don't know about you, but I'm not surprised. Yeah. But God will help us. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate your support. And I am going to start working on that plan. It's going to take a lot of planning. We're going to have to work on the planning, the proposals, what we need to do, what's going to look at. Some people are already giving us ideas, like Cynthia said, about educating, young men and women in secondary schools, having that social media, a lot of education out there, videos and, ads telling people why it is not okay. DV is never okay. It will never be okay. So please, I'm begging, join hands with me and let's do the bit that we can. Because it's only this humanity that we have. We hear of other planets. We hear of all these other planets. But this is the only one that we can live and survive in. And if God has given you grace to be born in this planet called Earth, no human being has the right to take you out until your time has come. Enough is enough. Look at these beautiful ladies, Margaret and the other nameless woman, young woman. Yeah. They've not lived their life. They've not experienced life. They've not traveled. They've not had their babies. They've not seen their babies get married. They've not seen their children's children. They had so many dreams, aspirations, things they wanted to achieve in life, but it was taken away from them. It is not right. And we got to do something about it. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you guys. So for everybody that's saying that they want to get on with this program so we can, brainstorm and figure out how we're going to do it, I need all the help that I can get. Please send me a DM on Instagram, send me a WhatsApp message, WhatsApp only, please, on this number, or send me an email. It's obodooyinboconnect@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a nice evening. I appreciate you. God bless you. Give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and see you soon. Bye, guys.